think the horror genre is dead? You think it's dead? Have you seen the films in 2016? Huh? It's alive and well. What'd you think of that? What's going on, friends? Logan Myers here from Cinephellas.com. Checking in with you. It's been a minute, but I'm here to review the new horror film, Don't Breathe. The director, Fede Alvarez, put out a film in 2013, the Evil Dead remake, that I really loved. And he's back in 2016 with his newest concoction, Don't Breathe, starring Jane Levy. She was also the heroine in the Evil Dead remake. So it's good to see them working together again. And this film debuted earlier this year at South by Southwest, and it was untitled. It was just a film they showed to the general audience that was there, and all the reactions were really excellent. Everybody was talking about this film. Eventually they put the title Don't Breathe onto the movie, and it really makes sense if you've seen it. You get these three young characters. Jane Levy plays Rocky, Dylan Minnette plays Alex, and then their friend Money that basically is about robbing houses, getting money. So they come across this home in Detroit, and Detroit is where they live. So Rocky, Alex, and Money are about, robbing houses and getting money so they can have money to live off of. Detroit is a sketchy area, a lot of crime. But if you've ever, been there, it's a really great place to set up a horror movie. I mean, lots of beautiful homes, a lot of old Victorian houses, neighborhoods that are run down and abandoned, but just still standing there. And it was a perfect setup of this film. So the three characters find the ultimate home to invade, to rob. They find out about this home. This old army vet, war vets, gets this inheritance from his daughter's death. And he's the only one that lives in this neighborhood, and when they show up to the house to scope it out, he's outside, and they see that he's blind. Sort of like, how easy could this be to rob a blind person, We can go in there, get the $300,000, and get out, or so they think. Is it always that easy? Especially when Stephen Lang is involved? I don't think so. They go back later that night to break into this home, and like I said, it's in Detroit, so all the windows are barred up, and they're trying to find a way to get into this house. And on the side of the house, this blind man has a big Rottweiler dog that pretty much looks like he's going to kill everybody that it comes across. So they manage to get by the dog and break into the house, and that's when the actual film actually starts to take place. And if you've seen the trailer for this film, one of the characters right off the bat, what happens to him. So they break into the house, and they're trying to figure out where this money is, and they're trying to do it in a quiet manner so they don't wake up this blind man up in his room. And they go up there and think that he's asleep, and they're good to go. They're going to find this money. But of course, when they're trying to break into the basement, Stephen Lang kind of pans in from the background, and you just see his face, and it makes you jump. It's like, with this film, there's a lot of good jump scares. There's not like stupid ghosts popping out at you. It's just Stephen Lang like coming into the scene and like out of nowhere, and he's blind and he's moving around, and it really makes you jump and keeps you on the edge of your seat. So he shows up in this sequence in the beginning, and they're like, holy shit. We're like, we need to get the fuck out of here ASAP because this guy's crazy. And he can hold down his fort. It doesn't matter if he's blind. He still has other senses. He can hear, he can smell. And that's what the rest of the movie is really set up like, because they're stuck in this house. They're trying to get the hell out of there because they don't want to die, but they still want to get this money because they need money to survive off of. They need to get the hell out of Detroit, so they're doing their best they can to find this $300,000 somewhere in the house. And Stephen Lang is after him because he knows that there's people in his house. He knows that they didn't get out, and really he sets up the inside of his house that way. He puts traps and bars everywhere so people that do get in can't get out, which makes him smart in that aspect. In the beginning of the film, you kind of see this Stephen Lang character as, this poor blind man that lost his daughter. He's a war vet. He's just living on his own with his dog. And you kind of see him as a victim as these intruders break into his home. And the movie kind of does a 180, throughout the second act. You see the beginning Stephen Lang as the victim, and it does a 180, and Dylan, Minnette, and Jane Levy are more the victims. You're kind of feeling bad for them because you know that they're normal human beings. They're just trying to survive, and you're kind of rooting for them. So it does a little swap there. The rest of the film, I mean, it's just really great camera work. I mean, the cinematography is excellent, and just the movie's super dark, obviously, because in the perspective of a blind man, he can't see. In this house, it's just completely dark. You have blues and grays and really dark colors, and they use a dark color palette in this film throughout to give it that eerie overtone. And as they finally get away from Stephen Lang and they make their way to this other part of the house, the basement, they uncover something deeper and darker, something more than meets the eye, you could say, something that Stephen Lang has been hiding. And he's not just your normal, dad and war vet. There's something darker there. And as they uncover this, Stephen Lang wants to kill them. He knows what they find out, and with the money and everything, and break it into the house, he wants to get rid of them and kill them. So it's really a battle, and it's them fighting for their survival. It was just so gratifying, and I just couldn't keep my hands off the seat of the theater. Made me really anxious, and honestly, I didn't want to breathe. And there's one specific scene, this little plot twist. I'm not going to say much about it. I don't want to ruin it for the people that have not seen this film, but it was really grotesque, and it will make you look at Thanksgiving and turkey basters in a whole different way. That's all I'll say about that. But with this little twist and these two characters of Alex and Rocky trying to get the fuck out of there, things don't always go as planned. And the third and final act, I think, was really, really excellent and really well done. Fede Alvarez has an eye for this type of film. He makes the audience stay focused and stay attached to the story by keeping them frightened and anxious and at the edge of their seat. And that's what I was, from the second all the way to the end of the movie. It was really well done. So basically, I'm not going to say if they make it out alive or not, you can guess, but there's one question I will ask you. Can you kill evil? Does evil die? You know the answer to that, so I'll leave it at that. But overall, Don't Breathe was an excellent, excellent film, something I've been highly anticipating for most of the year. All the reviews have been excellent on this, and I can see why. It's only an hour and a half, but it's a fun, exhilarating thrill ride. Fede Alvarez, again, knocks out another horror movie out of the park. Really, really well done and executed properly. The score, the camera work, the cinematography, the use of colors, the acting, everything was top notch, especially in this type of genre. There's nothing else like this. There's other movies that are comparable, but it stands on its own. I think this film pays homage to other horror films of 80s and 90s. I can see some aspects in Don't Breathe. One being People Under the Stairs. I noticed that from the beginning. In Dylan Minnette's character, they call him Fool. And like in People Under the Stairs, the main character's name is Fool. In both movies, they break into a house to get money, to steal the money, and things don't always turn out that way, and people die along the way. So I got a lot of People Under the Stairs vibes from this, with them trying to get out of this house with bars in the windows and going into the walls to escape, and the dogs coming after them. So overall, I am giving Don't Breathe a 4 out of 5 hair pieces. Whoa! Ah! What did you guys think? Have you seen Don't Breathe? Did you enjoy it? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below if you enjoyed this movie, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. We would not steer you wrong in that aspect. So until next time, this is Logan Myers signing out from Cinephellas. Cheers!